Now, over the last few years, I have really been thrilled to learn from my friend and my fellow Rotarian, our Henrico County manager, about what he and the county are doing to promote healthy aging in Henrico County. And let me tell you, they're doing a lot. So please help me welcome John Vithoulkas, Henrico County manager.
Good morning, everyone. You know, in looking at Henrico, and Mayor Stoney talked about the region, I've got some information that applies to Henrico County, but you cannot disassociate Henrico from the region when we're talking about aging. We've done a lot of work on this. Henrico is not a year-to-year locality as far as planning. We like 10, 20, and even 50-year horizons. But in looking at our recent history, our demographics, from the year 2000 to 2020, which is right around the corner, our population that is aged 65 years and older will have increased by 61%. And that presents some incredible opportunities for our county. So positive aging in our county, as this next slide will show, means an inclusive community. We, as a county, want to broaden our thinking beyond what it makes our community age-friendly. This is why what you are doing here with this study is so important. The feedback that we have gotten from this and the symposium is key. So instead of focusing on one specific stage of life, an age-friendly community truly means a community that fits all stages of life. What we see as beneficial for an older adult is just as beneficial for a young couple and their children when it comes down to housing, transportation, and social interactions. We're continuously striving to make Henrico County an inclusive community for all stages of life. Let's start with neighborhood walkability. Now this, I'll tell you a personal story. I grew up, or spent most of my life in Henrico County. I had, my parents had some friends that lived right down the street. And I remember vividly so many times my mother and father getting in a car and driving down the street and pulling into a driveway. And now my mother complains to me because she doesn't have sidewalk on both sides of the street so she can walk to her friend's house. And that's a change that has occurred just in a few years, really. Recently, we have underway in Henrico County, we have made significant investments, 18 miles of sidewalk. Walkability in our neighborhoods is critically important. This last budget that I presented to the Board of Supervisors actually creates and has a perpetual funding source of $2.5 million a year so that we can connect a lot of the gaps that we have in sidewalk in Henrico County. Obviously, this encourages healthy lifestyles for our older adults who choose to age in place. We increase the walkability, as I noted, in our neighborhoods. And it's not just beneficial for a mom pushing her child in a stroller, but also for older adults who may want to safely walk and visit their neighborhoods. Now, in Henrico County, when you look at housing, we have many housing choices. We have approximately 115,000 housing units, and when you look at our adult housing communities, we are seeing increases in this sector. We have 52 adult housing communities. This includes independent living, assisted living, nursing facilities, and memory care facilities. In fact, we're up to over 7,700 facilities. 4 more facilities are currently under construction, and this is a picture of Sandston Plateau, which is an independent living community in our Varina Magisterial District. Now, transportation. Transportation was a key component in the feedback that we received from Westminster Canterbury. And Henrico County has had a transportation, or has had public transportation in our county since 1952. That may be a fact that is lost on some with some recent conversations that I have heard, but we as a county invest over $7 million in public transportation. And partnerships with GRTC include transit service that goes door to door for those who need it. We are and have partnered with the mayor on the BRT service that will run from Rockets Landing to Willow Lawn, and we plan on making improvements on the western side and tie into that BRT. We also have an opportunity to run a spur off of BRT to include our new Libby Mill development, which includes over 2,000 units on 80 acres. So let me talk about increasing opportunities for social engagement, because what we are seeing with this population increase of seniors on this next slide, older adults of all ability, if I can say it, ability levels are living longer. And we want to make sure we set the platform for them to stay engaged. Now, where's Jaleesa Turner? Jaleesa, stand up. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not met Jaleesa Turner, she is our advocate for the aging. She is our rock star, and this is her platform. So, Jaleesa, I hope you brought a couple hundred business cards to make sure that everyone get to know Jaleesa, because there are opportunities in Henrico County for volunteerism, for helping our community, or for staying engaged. Jaleesa has actually hosted over 60 outreach events and has partnered with 80 organizations and agencies across the region. We've added an adult programming librarian to develop programs that encourage socialization among our older adults. If you have the opportunity to visit Libby Mill Library, our newest library, or the Varina Area Library, you will see something different in these facilities that are intentional as far as staying engaged. Our parks and recreation efforts, we have many that are underway. I'll just tell you, I didn't know what pickleball was 3 years ago. And now pickleball seems to be all the rage. We actually have over 420 active senior pickleball members who share courts throughout the county, and we're actually building more pickleball courts. So we are adding at Pouncey Track Park 4 new lighted fence courts, and they're going to be open by mid-November. I hope if the weather stays the way it has. We also encourage intergenerational engagement through programs, and these are just some examples. One in particular is our Play It Forward event, which brings older adults together with preschoolers for a day of play. And the top 2 photos are from that event. The bottom left is a picture of the new generation garden at Deep Run, which encourages dialogue between the generations. We also host a kinship care support group for older adults raising grandchildren. And ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, we're going to be together as a region and discuss the opioid crisis. And one of the sad outcomes, results of that, is that we have many seniors that are stepping up and raising their grandchildren throughout the region. So our goal is to provide them with the support and resources they need to successfully raise them. Now, Henrico County and many localities are going into sports tourism in a fairly direct way. Economic development is incredibly important to every locality in the nation. But what we are finding in this region, because of some of the things that are happening, the positive outcomes that we're having, sports tourism is becoming more and more of an economic development issue. And who would have thought that seniors would be the most profitable segments of the sports tourism industry, and they are. The mayor spoke to the Virginia Senior Games that we hosted as a region. We had a good number of participants. 1,877 adults participated, 531 right here, and our oldest participant was 97 years old. We also hosted, within the realm of senior sports tourism, the Senior Softball Association. So we had a 3-day tournament. 82 teams were competing for the title, and one of the teams actually featured Yogi Berra's son. His name is Larry Berra. The reason we love seniors in Henrico and the region is because when the seniors are done playing whatever sport they have engaged in, they're typically going to go to a restaurant and spend a good amount of money. You know, the 9 and 10-year-old boys are okay with a box of pizza in a hotel room. So ladies and gentlemen, please keep it up. As far as programs and supports, I already referred or noted Jaleesa Turner. She will be with you today, and hopefully you will make the contact with Jaleesa. We have, and she has just been absolutely incredible. She asked me when she first started working for the county, what is it that you want me to do for Henrico County? And my response to her was, I never want to see you. I want you out in the community. And that's what she's done. And Jaleesa, thank you, thank you, thank you. We also have within the senior realm the most aggressive real estate tax relief program for the seniors that need it. We have just over 6,000 citizens on the program. This is real estate tax relief in our county for those that have incomes of $67,000 or below, a net worth of $350,000 or below, excluding the house. They will receive a full tax exemption, i.e. not pay real estate tax in Henrico. We also, for our less fortunate seniors, have a significant effort that is volunteer-based. We call it Operation Paintbrush. You can see some examples here, and we have many, many county employees and volunteers that offer services here. We also offer home security surveys within our police department. This includes an assessment of landscaping, lighting, exteriors, doors, windows. We also are trying to make sure that every home in Henrico County has a working smoke alarm. If you call our fire department, they will actually come out and install a fire alarm in your home. So let me end it with this. There is no better example of our effort, our attitude towards seniors than this gentleman right here. This gentleman right here is part of every new employee's orientation in Henrico County. His name is Elvin Cosby, and the slide says he's been working for 70 years. We need to update it. He just clicked 71. So he is working today. Mr. Cosby started with our county 71 years ago, and he was hired to find water for the mules that were used to cut roads at the time. And he didn't have any equipment. He basically had to go creek to creek. And now he is one of the leaders in our public works department. He has set the example for so many employees as far as work ethic, what is expected, this thing that we call our Henrico way internally. This, ladies and gentlemen, is our Henrico way. And I think he's probably the best example of what is possible as far when it comes to aging in our region. So I appreciate the opportunity to share this information for Henrico. Jaleesa, thank you for everything that you do. And I would ask you, if you want, through Jaleesa, we have a number of internships that we were offering and are offering to students in our schools. We are now beginning to offer senior internships. Think about it. It is, we definitely have work for everyone to go around, and we can find a spot for anyone that wants to volunteer. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity to present this information. Have a great day.